So good morning, everybody. Today we are going to be playing with core work and hip work, which is also core work, right? And you'll definitely want both of your blocks, but we're going to start with one block just nearby so that we can grab it. And then come on down to your backs. And legs can be straight or knees can be bent, whatever feels good to you. But I want you to just kind of spread your body sideways. So maybe lift the shoulders away from the floor and spread through the upper back. And then let the arms and shoulders come back down. And if your legs are straight, maybe you take the legs to the corners of your mat. And then feel the hips start to settle down, and relax. And maybe just mentally get an idea of which way your feet go. Do they go out to the sides? Are they more upright? Do they tend to turn in? Just depending on your hips and where you're tight and how you're built. And then check that you are at the center back of your head. Your head's not turned one way or the other, and your chin isn't lifted up to the ceiling, nor is it overly tucked. You just feel kind of centered right on your yoga mat, where you're lying on your back, where you feel your hips and sacrum, what parts of your legs are touching, or if your knees are bent, where your feet are landing. And take a moment here to tap into your breath. And as you inhale, count up to the number 4. And pause at the top of the breath. And as you exhale, count to the number 4. And inhaling 4. Pause at the top. Exhale, count of 4. And go at your own rhythm here, counting up, pausing, and then counting back down again. And as you do so, maybe feel the external world melt away, feel things become a part of your practice as opposed to separate from your practice. Maybe you can hear yourself breathe. Maybe you can hear noises outside or in the room. So for the next 5 breaths, as you exhale, I want you to draw up mula bandha, or if that doesn't make sense to you, I want you to draw in the pelvic floor muscles. Okay, so on the exhale, you're drawing in the pelvic floor muscles. You're releasing that with your inhale. On your exhale, draw it in. So just toning the pelvic floor muscles, drawing the energy up through the pelvic floor, up into the body, releasing as you inhale. Good, 2 more right here. And last one. And then relax the breath, bend your knees, everybody. Let your feet come to the floor, draw your right knee to your chest. And then use your hands behind your leg. Just take that leg up to the ceiling. Soften the shoulders down to the floor, point, flex your foot. Maybe circle the ankle. And then while you're holding on to your leg, I want you to push your leg away from you as much as you can. So your arms are super straight. You might have to get a little stretch in the shoulder, but keep pushing, keep pushing. And then bring the leg closer up toward your nose. And then hands behind thigh, push the leg away. Use resistance here, hang on to it. And then draw it up a little bit closer. You can move the hands up the calf muscle if you'd like when you're drawing closer. Good, last one here. Push, push, push into your hands. And bring it closer to your nose. For some of you, that might be the same space. And then bend the right knee and place that foot on the floor. Switch sides, bring your left knee to your chest. Hands go behind your thigh, take the leg up to the ceiling, do a little bit of pointing and flexing, and then nice big circles with those ankles. We talk about the ankles and wanting to maintain mobility, right? Good, and then let that go. Hands are behind your thighs, fingers are interlaced, press the leg away from you. And just feel the shoulders stretch as if someone were pulling on that leg and wanting to take it down to the floor. And then release, bring the toes a little bit closer to your nose. Good, as you exhale, push that leg away, don't hold the breath, just push, 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 push. Let the shoulders stretch on either side. And bring it up. Good, last one here, push the leg away. And bring it up. Stretch it out, everybody. Bend the knee, let that foot come to the floor. Take both legs up. Reach them up to the sky. If your lower back is chatty, you can take those hands underneath. And even if the legs don't easily go straight up, you can take the hands underneath your pelvis if you like, underneath the sacrum, and then point and flex both feet. You don't have to use your hands here at all if you don't need them. Point, flex, circle the ankles, start to tone in through the core, and maybe just a little bit of pelvic floor toning or mula bandha, right? Drawing that energy in. Good, and then both hands behind both thighs, so one on each thigh, maybe close to the knees. Push the knees away and just see if you can round up through your upper spine, taking your head off the floor, your chin is tucked. And release, maybe the hands slide up toward your calf muscles. You go a little bit deeper into the hamstrings. Just two more here, hands behind thighs, push in. You're not trying to land on the floor, the legs are active, you're really tilted and tucked in, or not tilted and tucked in. And release, take them up. Last one here. Whew, breathe, really power up those legs. Push the legs into the hand, tuck your chin. And release, toes toward your nose. Bend both knees. Good, hands behind your head, both legs up. Inhale first, tone in through Mula Bandha. Lift your upper body up. Don't pull on your head, you're looking up toward your toes. Using your core here, release one hand and reach for one foot. And breathe, feel side body work here. Good, switch hands, reach. And release, switch. So switch, just starting to support the head, right? Support head, neck, but working with oblique side body. Yep, have fun with this if you can. Good, breathe, lift, lift, lift. See if you can touch your toes. Last two right here, lift and let go. Bring those knees to your chest. Good job, everybody. And then grab your block and roll over to one side. Support your head any way that you can. I'm gonna leave my head up so I don't muffle the earbuds too much, but you can have your head down on your arm or even on a pillow or a blanket. And then bend the knees, they're roughly kind of 45 degrees, so they're not straight out from the hips. And take your block to the top thigh, right about where your knees are. Okay, tone in through the belly, keep the hips stacked and lift that top leg. So we're gonna be working with hips here. And where you go is gonna be kind of up to you. If the block throws you off, just take it off. If you want more work, guess what? You're giving a little push to that block, right? So if you want no work, you're just letting it sit there like your hand isn't even on it. All right, so let's pulse up. 1, 2, 3. Don't fall backwards. Don't lean backwards. That's it. Stay with it. This is 6, I think. 7, 8, 9, 10. I want you to hold the leg higher, push down on your block any amount. So my block is just above the knee. If you want this to be easier, the block can be up closer to the hip. Further away that block is, breathe, everybody. Really feel that. And then lift the leg another inch, but don't roll backwards. Lift a little higher. Keep pushing down on the block. Lift a little higher. Ow. Work that hip, lift one more higher, keep pushing down on your block, everybody, and lower it all the way down. It's a beautiful thing. Take that leg straight out in front of you. Bottom leg is bent, or it can be straight, but bent from a stability standpoint is going to be a bit easier. That block is still at your side. I want you to just lift that leg up and hold. Good, take the leg straight down to the short edge of your mat, bend your knee. So we're doing little bicycles here, but we're giving just a little pressure with the block. Take it straight out, slide it back, bring the knee to your chest, and out, yep, 3 more. Take it down, bring the knee in. This is slow work, straight out, down, back to your chest. And out, last one, I think. Somebody's gonna keep my numbers straight today. Out and down and release it. Just set the block down for a second. Smack or rub that little hip that you're feeling. I know. Hang in there. All right, last set here. You're gonna keep your feet together, lift the knee off the other knee. So clam shells, easy peasy, lots of good toning for the hips here. So let's do 10. And lift 9, 8, don't roll back, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, yep, 2, 1, lower the knee, lift the foot, breathe, listen up. 1, you're gonna tap foot down and up. If you want a little more challenge, take the knee off the other knee, but still keep the internal rotation, right? And tap and lift. 2, yep, 3, 4, I know, I feel it too. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lower it down. Just rub out that hip, everybody. Good, switch sides. Come on over. So we're on the other side. You can even roll on that bottom hip a little bit if you want to give it a little massage after all that.
What would you just say?
The knees are about 45 degrees. That block goes to the top. Your top right close to the knee. Good. Lift the knee off the floor and just find your stability here. Okay, just find that. Tone in through the belly, maybe a little bit of mula bandha. Breathe, yep, hold, press down into your block. Good, let's pulse for 10. Lift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold. Hold, tone in through the belly, draw in through the pelvic floor muscles. Lift just an inch. Breathe, lift another inch. Yep, just notice, lift another inch, press down on your block if you want more work. lift. You're gonna get to a point where you're not gonna lift any higher without really externally rotating the hips. So keep it sideways. One more lift and push it down. Good, take that leg out straight in front of you. Straight out from the hip, the other one is bent. Find your breath, and when you're ready, let's lift the leg, circle it down, bend the knee to your chest, and out again. We're only doing 5 of these. See, I am nice. And in toward chest, reach, slide, bend the knee in, that's 3, we got 2 left. Squeeze it in, everybody. Last one, draw it down, woo, and bring it to chest. Release that leg, take the block out. Good, feet and knees together. Let's lift the knee, squeeze. So you should feel when you lift that knee, pause for a second and see if you can feel the toning in of the muscle along this outer hip and glute, right? That's what we're looking for. Good, so let's do 10 of those. And 1, 2, 3, 4, you got it. 5, 6, 7, squeeze, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Lower that knee, lift the foot. Again, options. 1, the knees stay together. 2, the knees separate, which is a little bit harder. When you're ready, here we go. Drop it down, lift. 2, 3, yep. 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we missed one pulse thing. 9 and 10, and let it go. Good, rub it out. I do think we missed something in that side, but that's all right. We'll forgive me. All right, so stay on this side and come up onto your elbow. And take your other hand underneath your waist. Once your hand is there, I want you to feel, right? So the ribs are hanging out toward the floor, and then pull them away from the floor. Yep, drop it down and pull. The hand isn't doing the pulling. I just want you to feel the action. So once you feel it, you can let that hand go. 2 more, squeeze it in and squeeze it in. Good. Second round, stay here, do that. Or lift the hips off the floor. So you've got your knees down, but the hips are lifted. And lift, 2, yep, 3, 4, 5, and hold. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lower down and just plant your hand and lift up and stretch. Got 1 more on this side. Big deep breath. If you let your shoulder kind of slide up toward your ear, you can get a really nice stretch along the side body. All right, come on down. Final one here. One, you're on the hip and you're just pulling, and you can feel that oblique, that side body just go, yeah, tight, right? Or lift the hips, or scissor the legs and lift the legs. Good, if your legs and hips are lifted, you're not lowering and lifting, you're holding. So everybody pick your spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower down, keep the legs straight if they are, bent if they are, and lift up into that hand. I like this stretch. Good, and release it, go to the other side. You like what you like, right? What are you gonna do? All right, hand is underneath just for that sensation. Squeeze up and lift and lower. That's 2 and 3, yep. 4, 5, and release. Good, easy peasy. 1, you stay with that, or you lift the hips off the floor. Squeeze in, you can already feel it, right? You can feel that nice tight, those nice tight muscles. Good, drop and lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lower down, lift up on your hands, stretch it out. Let the shoulders sink up. That's it, just stretch that whole side body. And lower down, last side. Hands down, or hands down, elbows down. Either stay on the hip or lift the hip, or scissor the legs and come up to your side. It's really side plank, right? The variation of side plank. All right, so you're holding 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5, 4 3/4, 5, and lower down. She's such a comedian. Oh, good. And release it, everybody, and then come to a seat. If you can, cross legs. If you cannot, don't do it. Don't worry about it. Move the flesh out from the sit bones and feel, right? Already, we've hardly done anything, but feel that work already. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to your heart. Interlace the hands. Inhale, reach. Exhale, curl in. Release, take it up. Exhale to your heart. Release, inhale up. Exhale, curl in. Good, last one, take it up. Exhale to your heart. Interlace and press up, lift up. Exhale, curl it in and release. Good, I want you to take one block. I'll mirror here, so set it on your left side and maybe set it up at second level so that you can easily pick it up with your hand. That's kind of what we're going to be looking for. So your hand is on your block. Take your right arm up, bend your left elbow so that you can come into a nice side body stretch. Watch the head, don't drop the head down toward the other shoulder. Keep it nice and aligned and press down through your right hip. Draw the right shoulder in, by the way. Don't overstretch that, just draw it in. Now, mula bandha, squeeze in, tone the belly in. Option, grab your block, take it up. This is not easy. Hold the block between your hands. You're still leaning over to the left. Take it up to center. Woo! Grab the block with your right hand. Take it down to the floor. Same things. Bend the elbow. Nice big stretch. Press down through the left hip. Don't overreach the left shoulder. Tone the belly in. Just feel the pelvic floor. Draw in and up, right? As we work on those muscles. Breathe. Here we go. Tone in. Grab your block. Lift it up slow. Take it between your hands. Stretch both arms. Take it to center. Woo. One more, both sides. I know this is challenging, right? So one option, first come into your stretch. If that was really, really challenging, just take the torso up a little higher before you lift the arm, and it won't be as much work for that side. All right, here we go. Ready? Grab it slow. Take it up. Press that block between your hands. Woo. Take it to center. Grab the block with your right hand. Take it to the floor. Stretch over. Press down through the hips. Tone in through the low belly. Ready? You are so ready. Here we go. Take it up. Press the block between your hands. Woo! Try to straighten the arms if you can. Take it to center. Release that block right in front of you. Woo! Inhale, both arms up. Cactus arms, twist to your left. Take the hands down. Just coming into a little twist. Take a deep breath into those muscles. Good. Switch sides. Inhale. Turn the body. Take it down. Open the shoulders. And breathe. Nice. Release. Take it up. Exhale. Release. Grab your block. Take it wider, so take it to your widest width. I want you to take it from the floor to your chest, up to the ceiling, hang out on your left side. Good, now notice, right, that right arm wants to kind of roll forward. See if you can keep it to the side. It's not about how far over to the side you're going, but try to press the block up to the ceiling Come center, go to the other side, press the arms, try to keep that opposite shoulder open. One more, both sides, take it up and over, squeeze the low belly, up and over, good. Now face your right knee, circle that block around, take it up, pause, go the other way, circle, pause, bring it down to your chest. And let that block go. Well done, everybody. Set those blocks to the front of your mat. And let's come to table pose. See, that wasn't so bad. Not so bad. Plant your hands, lift the right leg, tone the belly. I think I'm doing balancing table pretty much every class these days. It just is such a good pose. So maybe you take your left hand to your low belly, right? Low belly, and draw the belly back in and feel how that completely changes your pose. Hold that hand right there and press strongly through that back leg. Breathe. Let's pulse that back leg for 10. 1, 2. Don't let the belly sink. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release your left hand down. Step your right leg over. Look back at that foot. Stretch out your right side. Nice. Take that leg up. Listen up. Turn the toes. Reach the leg to the side. Lower the foot down. All you're going to do is slide the leg back. Bring it back up. Breathe, hold the belly, turn the toes out. Bring it out to the hip. Slowly lower it to the floor. Slide it back. One more here. Flex your foot, tone the belly. Turn the toes out. Bring it out to the side. Can you hold it for a second or 2 or 3 or 4? Lower it down, listen up. Plant your foot, walk the hands up, gate pose, right? Press strongly through that foot, slide your right hand down the leg, take the left arm over, and breathe. Now that foot that is on the floor, make sure it feels comfortable. It is taught either heel to the floor and toes up, or foot turned to the side. You find what makes sense for your leg. Just don't put a lot of weight on the knee. Your hand should be above or below knee. Breathe. Good. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale to the floor. Walk your hands out and slide the leg back. Good. I am going to turn around so I have room. Shake it out, everybody. Woo. All right, left leg out. Tone in through the belly. You can see what's happening in the room. Everybody's trying to find leg room. Good. Breathe in. Take your right hand to the low belly and just draw it in. Just hold it in there. And then pulse the left leg for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Squeeze. Let that hand come down. Step over and look back. Stretch out your side. All right, here we go. Lift up. Once you're back to neutral, turn the toes out. Slide the leg out to the hip. Lower the leg down. And then just slide it back. Lift up. Turn the toes out. Bring it out to your hip. Lower down. And slide it back. Good. Last one. Breathe, take it out, see if you can hold for a couple. Breathe, lower the leg down, plant your foot, walk the hands back to your knee and lift up. And breathe, that leg is pretty much straight out from the hip. The belly is toned in. How about a little bit of mula bandha, right? Have a little drawing in there. Take your left hand down your leg, put the right arm over. And breathe. Right? See where you are in this pose. Can you tone in through the low belly? Feel this nice stretch, planting that leg, keeping the hips active. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, both hands to the floor. Walk them out. Lift the leg. Slide it back. Woo, shake it out. Downward facing dog, everybody. I know. Breathe. Woo, just find a sweet down dog. Let everything stretch out. That's it. Take your feet wide on your mat. Walk your hands back. Bend your knees, hands to knees. And come on. And roll it out, roll it out, roll it out. Grab one of your blocks. Woo, goodness gracious. And step wide on your yoga mat. Good. You're going to take the block nice and wide. So again, listen up. If you're in class and you've got knee stuff, right, just be mindful. You know what to do. Don't go so deep, don't go so wide. All of those things can help. Don't worry about squatting at all if the knees are really bothering you. So hands are down, you're pressing into this block. Now, as you press into the block, I want you to try to squeeze through the inner thighs as much as you're squeezing your block. And just feel that. And then take the block to your chest. Take it up to the ceiling. Breathe, find that. Now, I'm still squeezing inner thighs. I'm drawing up through the pelvic floor muscles. Reach over to your left. Don't go too far. But then I want you to take your left hand and push it back into your block isometrically. I know. That's going to be my phrase for the day. I know. Come center. Go to the other side. And don't just kind of hang in free fall. Push the block back towards center with that bottom hand. Take it center. Listen up. As you bend your elbows to your chest, bend the legs. Woo. Press up. Exhale, press down. And reach up. Good, press down. You've got pressure on the block, okay? So it's not just hanging, you're pushing. Lift up. Exhale, press. Inhale, look up or reach up. Last one, hold here. I want you to press into the block, take the elbows out to the sides, press in through mula bandha, press in through the legs. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to press your butt back. Look down at the floor. Take the block to the floor. Bring it back to your chest. It's touching your chest. Lift your chest up. Stand up. Bring it to your chest. I should have bent my knees. Keep the chest attached. Let it come to the floor. Bring it back. Lift up. Stand up. And then let go. So what I'm trying to do here, right? What I see with a lot of forward folding to coming up is this heavy chest, like I can barely get it up off the floor, right? So the block is giving me feedback. If I take it to the floor and I bring it here, the block is lifting me up, which is keeping my shoulders back. So just do that one more time so you know kind of what the intent is there. Take the block to your chest, legs can be straight, and just lean down as if you were looking at the floor and you're laying on a table. Take the block to the floor. Notice that the chest doesn't need to collapse, the back body doesn't need to collapse. Take that block back to your chest. Use that to push yourself back up. Yeah, right? And then let it go. So, second way to do this. Block goes to your sacrum. You're still wide on your mat. Sorry if I had to show you. Block is, now look at the shoulders here, right? This is like, yeah, that's what we're talking about. Shoulders back. The block is on the sacrum and it's almost pushing down so that the sacrum stays long. Find that, good, come halfway down. Shoulders stay on the block, the hand, or shoulders stay back, the hands stay on the block. Notice the chest, right? If your back allows, go lower. But notice that the hands stay on the block, the shoulders stay back, the elbows stay back. And then squeeze your inner thighs, squeeze. Push into your block to lift up. Yeah, right? One more, just there. So how do we move in a way that keeps the back neutral? All right, here we go. So lean halfway, squeeze the inner thighs, go lower if you want, don't have to. See, notice how the shoulders stay away from the floor. Tone the belly, push into your block hard to lift up, and then let go. That's what I'm talking about. Step the legs together. All right. Yeehaw. Hold on to your block. Take your left leg forward. Take your right foot back. So it's a warrior two stance, right? Or extended side angle stance. Front heel to back arch or front heel to back heel. The knee is open, right? So we're not letting it roll in. Your block is going to go to your front knee. And you're just going to push that block into your leg and then take the other arm back. Find your warrior, this variation of warrior right here. So you're just looking forward over your front or over the front shoulder. The belly is toned in. Pelvic floor muscles are drawing in. The back glute is active. All the stuff we always do. Take the top arm up to the ceiling. Good, and then lean over your front leg. So variation of extended side angle. One, you're here. Two, you know what's coming. Grab your block, reach it out, take it up, sandwich it between your arms, and breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab the block back with your left hand. Take it down, if you can, to the floor. Extended side angle. Breathe. If that's too low, go higher. If that's still too low, go to your knee. I should have said all those first. All right, now squeeze. Squeeze your belly. Squeeze the legs. Grab your block. Lift up to warrior two. Look over your hands and let go. Take the block center. Turn your toes center. Hinge forward, take that block to the floor, and breathe. Stretch out your back. You can move that block way forward if you want. And just stretch everything out. Make sure that weight is in the center of your toes. And just for fun, see if you can lift your inner arches of your feet away from the floor. So you're extending out through the outer ankles. Good, if the block is forward, bring it in. Lift up halfway, bend your knees. Take your block to your chest. Push up. Stand up, good job everybody. All right, readjust, turn that left foot in, turn the right foot out. Bend your knee. I'm not mirroring here, so if you're all confused, it's understandable. I haven't figured out how to do side work and how to do front work. So don't worry about it. It's all in my brain. Find your warrior two. Your block is to your front knee. Your back arm is straight out. And just look over your shoulder, over your right shoulder. Tone the belly in. Just feel how that changes from this kind of pelvic spilling to this nice neutral pelvis, mula bandha, drawing in, right? And breathe. All right, top back arm goes up to the ceiling. You can pause at any point here or lean to your right side. Your hand is on your block is pressing into your leg. 1, stay here. 2, release that block. Take it over to your other hand and press. Woo, side body work, core work, no kidding, right? Breathe, everybody. Grab the block with your right hand. You decide, stop at the knee or take it to the floor. Woo, and breathe. That's it. Press through the back leg, nice and strong, low belly tones, mula bandha. Drawing that earth energy up, find your pose. All right, here we go. Big tone of the belly. Press the arm up as you come back to warrior two. Use your breath. Good, take the block center. Release your toes. Block to chest, take it all the way down. Let that block come to the floor. Some of you can go low enough that you can rest your forehead on your block at some level. And breathe. Your head should not be heavy. Like you shouldn't be crunching down there, but it's a nice little rest. It's really grounding. Just breathe. All right, hands to the floor. Grab your block, take it to your chest. Lift up, lift up, lift up. Take the block behind you. Press it into your sacrum. Draw the shoulders back. Come halfway down, halfway. Squeeze your inner thighs. Press the block strongly to your sacrum. Feel your whole torso lengthening. Leave the block there. Take the arms out to the sides. Again, core work. Try not to hyperextend the knees. Hands to floor. Lower down any amount. Breathe. Press into your hands. Woo. Reach back behind for your block. Press that block into your sacrum. Lift all the way up. And release. Shake it out. Nice job, everybody. I know that's a lot, right? It seems so simple. The moves are so simple, and yet it requires your body to have a lot of strength. So come back to the front of your mat, hang on to your block, right leg or left leg forward, right leg back. Open up your shoulders, shake it out. So this block goes to your front leg, but the front leg is straight, okay? So I want to play with the same idea with triangle pose. Easy stuff, right? We do it all the time. But you're going to take this block. In triangle pose, I find tricky because your hips should move, right? They should be able to shift back and forth. But over the years, I have learned that with triangle pose, you don't want to just like sit in the front hip. You don't want to sit in it. You want it to stay firm, even as the torso goes forward. So play with that for a second. There's a difference between this kind of drop into the hip, right, which you can really feel in the back, versus it's strong and yet the torso is tilted forward. That's what I'm hoping for with you. Do you feel that? Feel that difference? Yeah. So take the block, gently slide it over your knee, pause at your shin, press into the block, tone in through the belly, take the arm up and breathe, right? So make sure that block is not on your knee. I'm pushing the block into my shin and I'm resisting with my shin. Take that top arm over ear and breathe. Here's where it gets tough. You decide. If you don't want to do this, I understand. I don't think I even want to do it, but I will. All right, pull that block, lift it up. Take the torso up, it won't hang. And let go. Good, turn the toes and turn them again. So back foot, make sure it's at least parallel, if not slightly turned in. Front leg straight, heel to heel alignment for most of us. Take that block to your thigh, and I do want you to try that same thing on this side. First wiggle and feel how you could kind of dump into the hip joint versus that may be solid, but the torso is going over the leg, right? Okay, so then you take the block, if you got it. If you don't, take a second to find it. Slide the block down below your knee. Rest it on the shin, push the block into the shin into the block. Open up that front body, take the arm up. Squeeze in through the inner thighs, a little bit of mula bandha, and breathe. Take the arm over the ear, breathe, right? Here we are, triangle pose. Breathe. 1 here, 2, take it up. Reach it up.
Oh yeah, turn your toes and release the block and step those legs together. Roll it out, roll it out. We'll do some good stretching, I promise. All right, last one here, you're wide again. This time the knees are bent. Toes are turned out to your comfort level. Everybody's a little bit different, but ideally we want knees tracking feet, right? So they're lined up. All right, take that block on your left or on your right thigh. I'll mirror again, sorry here. So confusing. Now, where are you with your pose, right? Could you just hang out here, right? Can you feel like you are sitting comfortably? I'm not so low that I'm working really hard, right? But I am torso over hips as opposed to either butt out or hips forward. So find that. And then imagine, right, you are drawing all this earth energy up. Or imagine that you are engaging the bowl of the pelvis, right? Feel that. These bandhas go through the body, you know, to help us draw in energy, to tone the muscles. So just feel that engagement. Good, good. Now I think we got it. How's the legs? Take your, so if your block is on your right leg, take your left arm up and then stretch over. Breathe. Notice if you start to lean forward, stay centered on the feet, draw in through the mula bandha. 1, you're here. 2, you're here. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come center, see if you can stay squatted. Is that a word? Squatted? Why not? Take the block to your other thigh. Push. Lean over. Tone the belly. Find your pose. Squeeze those hips. 1, you're here. 2, you're here. Take the block up. Squeeze it between the hands. It's not a big squeeze. Breathe. Take the block up. Bring it to your chest. Stand up. Beautiful, beautiful job. Step those legs together. Everybody shake it out. Woo. How many are still with me? I should look. Like, all the numbers are dropped. All right, so we're almost there. We're in the home field here. Take your left foot forward, take your right foot back. So it's not a sideways pose anymore, right? The toes are pointed more forward. And just feel this block on your sacrum, which kind of should feel good. Like, oh yeah, right? Bend your front knee. Open up your chest, shoulders tone the belly. Press that block into your hips. So variation of warrior 1, right? The legs anyway. Straighten your front leg. Tilt forward like you're laying on a table. Keep the block where it is. Press your hands into your block. Some of you are going to stay halfway. Some of you are going to go low. But don't let the shoulders drop to the floor. Good. Press up. Squeeze into your block. Press all the way up. And switch sides. So you're starting in this nice warrior 1 stance. Press through the back leg. When you press through the back leg, you should feel the glutes, and you can kind of feel it, you know, underneath the block, right? Shoulders are open. Chest is tall. Straighten the front leg. Notice that the hips are even. Shoulders are back. Take the body forward. Notice when, if the shoulders want to roll forward, keep those hands pressing in the block. Lower to your level. Find your breath. That's it. And then push into your block to lift up. Push. And step forward. Shake it out. Shake out your wrists. Balance pose. Balance pose. Left leg forward. We did this a couple of weeks ago and I haven't come back to revisit it. But I really like it. I like it. A lot goes behind. So, right, so the difference between here and here, right? That's all we're looking at. So I want you to start with the front knee bent. That block is centered on that pelvis and you're pushing the block in. Shoulders are back, elbows are back. Just lean forward and come to your big toe and see how that feels. Once you think maybe you want to give it a try, just see if you can lift the leg and breathe. Push the block into the safety. Breathe. And then bend the knee and lower. Yeah. And switch sides. Start with the front knee bend. Open up the shoulders. Lean forward. Come to your tippy toe. Weight that front leg and then see what happens. Breathe. Whoop. There she goes. Move the floor. And lower down. And shake it out. Holy moly. Woo. Good job. All right, set that block ahead on the floor. Take your feet wide to the short edges or the long edges of your mat. Come on down, forward fold. You know you, if you want to stay on blocks, please do. Soft back of the knees, everybody. Feel the stretch of your back. Plant the hands downward facing dog. That's it. Big deep breath. Plank pose. Lower to your elbows from here. Breathe. Find your pose. Lower the knees, keep the pose. Option 1, you're here. 2, you're going to take your right arm, catty corner it over to the other side. Turn to your side, lift your hips, side plank. Belly tones, I like to scissor my legs in plank. Some people can stack. Totally up to you. Lower, plank. You do this on knees. Catty corner your left arm. Turn to the side. There's stack legs. Breathe. Back to plank. Woo! Find your pose. Lower your body. Sphinx pose. Tops of the feet to the floor. I want you to press the tops of your feet to the floor and see if you can move the knees away from the floor any amount. And lower down. Just shake it out. Good, and then turn over to one side. Turn over to, I'm on my left, so you decide. Again, make a cushion for your head. Bend the knees slightly. Leave your bottom knee bent, but straighten your right leg straight down to the front of your mat. Excuse me. And your top hand can be in front of you just to support you and to give you the feedback on whether you are rolling forward or back in your pose. Try to stay stacked. I want you to push the bottom leg into the floor as if you could lift yourself off the floor. And then take the top leg straight up. Keep your toes pointed toward the front. Feel the hip work, right? Turn the toes to the ceiling. Lift the rest of the way. Press the bottom leg down into the floor. Press the heel of the top leg up to the ceiling. Lower the leg about 45 degrees. Turn the toes back to the front and lower down. We're just gonna do 2 more of those. Keep it lifting slow to the side. So we're working these side hips. Turn the toes on purpose to the ceiling and lift up. Nice straight leg if you can, nice straight leg. Lower it partially. Turn the toes back to the front. Slowly lower down. 1 more. Take it up, squeeze. Straight leg, torso to the side, hips are stacked. Turn the toes. Take it up to the ceiling, listen up. Take your top arm, reach up your leg. Some of you are going to be able to get to your toes. And many not, so don't worry about it, okay? Grab your ankle, grab your shin, grab your knee. Breathe. Release the leg wherever it is. Take the hand back to the floor. Lower partially. Turn the toes. Lower all the way to the floor and just relax. So you're getting a little stretch here. Good. Turn over or switch sides. So hopefully you can hear me. I got some feedback last week that when I drop my head, it gets muffly. So we'll see. Knees are slightly bent. Top leg straight to the floor. Tone the belly, hand is in front of you. Lift, 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 straight leg, pause, foot's flexed, right? Breathe, turn the toes up, and it's an on-purpose move. And then take the toes up toward the ceiling. And breathe. Lower a little, turn them on purpose. Lower down to the floor. Yeah. Here we go, lift slow. You can do these fast, and you will lose 90% of the work. Press down through that bottom leg. Yeah, I know, I see y'all moving in my peripheral vision. I'm not moved yet, right? Turn the toes up, come on. Take the leg up, nice straight leg as straight as you can. And lower slightly, turn them in. Woo! Slowly lower them down. I'm such a taskmaster. Here we go, last one. Reach, feel it. Tone the hips, keep them stacked. Turn the toes. Lift the leg, hold. Find your breath. Optionally, take the top arm. You're either going to lift for your shin, or you're going to see if you can find your toes, right? Find your pose. Push down through the bottom leg. Breathe, straight leg if you can. Release the hand, see if the leg will stay. Lower a little, turn in. Woo! Lower all the way to the floor and just let it stretch. Good, roll onto your backs. They're gonna start throwing things at me. Shoulders to the floor, make your back body wide, your feet are on the floor. Press your upper arms, shoulders to elbows into the floor, fingers point toward the ceiling. Tone in through the belly, draw a little bit of mula bandha. Press the hips up, let's come to bridge pose. Find your pose. You're gently squeezing your glutes, the outer hips are active with all the hip work we've done. You're probably feeling this more than normal. Breathe from your fingertips up, turn your palms to face away from you. Press the palms into the floor to lift up higher. Lift the palms, turn them back center. Turn the palms away, press them down to the floor. Lift them back up, turn them in. One more, turn them away. Press down to the floor, everybody. Lift them up, turn them back to you, and lower the hips to the floor. And breathe. Take the left leg straight up.
turn the leg out, right? So toes are pointing to you, turn them out, external rotation, bend the knee, come to figure 4. And from figure 4, don't bring the knees all the way up to chest. Try to keep a little bit of space behind your lower back. And here's what I want you to do different. You don't even need your hands, right? I want you to press your outer ankle into your leg and press your leg into your outer ankle. Yep. Just breathe. So right now it's less stretch and more work. You're pressing, I'm pressing pretty strongly, my knee into my ankle into my knee. Breathe. Now let the press go and go a little deeper into your stretch. Slide the leg all the way across so that your knee on top of knee, and either the knees come to chest here, a different stretch, still a stretch of that left hip, or go to cow face legs where the legs separate from each other. You grab a hold of your feet or your ankles or your shins and you stretch that hip. If your heels are more parallel to the floor, it's a deeper stretch. If the heels are closer to the glutes, for most, not everybody, it's a little less of a stretch and a little bit more accessible. And if neither one of these are good for you, just go right back to figure 4. Breathe, still a fairly neutral back body. If you can, try not to over round. Good, release your right foot, come back to figure 4. And then that left foot is coming to the ground on the right side. So coming into a nice easy twist. Once you're there, let your left foot or your right foot come to the floor as well. Open up the shoulders, either cactus or T position. And just breathe. That's it. Push in from both feet. So lift the knees up, watch the back. Release your right foot to the floor, release your left foot, straighten both legs for a moment. Once your legs are straight, I want you to squeeze your glutes, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then let go. Good, bend both knees, take your right leg up to the ceiling, turn the leg out. Bend the knee, come to figure 4, draw the knees toward the chest, but then establish that slight curve of your low back and press your leg into your foot into your leg. Keep pressing. So isometric work, I love it. Erin Mattis, who works or was working, I think still working in Sarasota, active isolated stretching. You press against resistance and then you release, right? So once you're done, release, come into a deeper stretch. All kinds of good work out there to draw from. Deep breath. Slide the legs across. Either stay in figure 4 or knees to chest or cow face legs on this side. Soften the shoulders, everybody. Breathe. Deep breaths in. Stretching it out. I feel my hips. Whew. Good, as you release your left leg, come back to figure 4. This time your right foot is coming to the floor, moving into a twist. Relax the other foot once you're there, arms open up. Nice deep breath. We got this, everybody. Just breathe. Good, use both legs to press your legs back up. Come back to figure four, and then release both knees to chest. Both legs straight. See what time it is. Okay, we're good. Good, squeeze your butt. Leave your right leg on the floor. Take the left leg straight up, straight up, straight up, straight up. Either use your hands behind your knee, behind your calf, or your left. Peace fingers go to your left, or to your left big toe. Hand to toe pose, breathe. Your other arm can be overhead, your right leg solid. Breathe. That's it. Release that leg wherever you have it. Slowly lower it down. Slow, 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 under control. You got it. And find your center, lift your right leg. Use your hands anywhere along that leg, or grab your big toe. Take the other arm overhead. Ground your long left leg, everyone. Deep breath. Release your hand. Lower the leg. Both knees to chest. Soles of the feet together. Just reach through your legs and hold your feet suspended, right? So knees are out to the side. It's a variation of Baddha Konasana. Breathe. And then release the feet, let the feet come to the floor, Baddha Konasana again. Optional. The shoulders go wide, the hips are even, the thighs are nice and long in your pose. So option here is to go ahead and move right to Shavasana, that's where we're headed, or to pause here for the first minute of Shavasana to stretch out those inner thighs. But either way, we're starting to settle deep into our mats. We're starting to draw ourselves back into the breath. Letting go of all of that activity into this more restful corpse pose or Baddha Konasana. The jaws relaxed, center of the body to the center of the mat. Soften, soften. If you are still in Baddha Konasana, draw the knees together. And straighten both legs. Palms face up, legs soft and relaxed. Notice your pose and notice maybe any difference from the start of class until now. Feel your body settle down. Allow thoughts to just drift by. Soften even more. Those of you ready. And start to wiggle your toes, your fingers. It felt like a juicy little nap time. If you want to stay in Shavasana, please do. Slowly bend the knees, draw your knees to your chest. Rock side to side. And then allow those knees to roll to one side or the other, curling all the way over to fetal pose. And from fetal pose, press yourself up. Bring your hands to your heart. Bow to your inner wisdom, to your voice, to your love, to your sense of community. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody.